Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Naperville Park District Board of Commissioners regular meeting, October 13th, 2011. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jackie, would you call the roll, please?
President Riley?
Here.
Vice President Young?
Here.
Commissioner Egan?
Present.
Commissioner Heidi?
Here.
Commissioner Janner?
Here.
Commissioner Ori absent. Commissioner Todd absent.
This evening we're fortunate to have a guest with us. Welcome Jim Kleinwachter, a staff member from the Conservation Foundation and founder of the Conservation at Home program. Jim has lectured at College of DuPage, Elmhurst College, the Chicago Flower and Garden Show, and other local venues teaching about sustainable practices in land preservation. Jim's here tonight to highlight a few of the Naperville Park District's natural areas that have earned certification in the Conservation at Home program. Jim? Thank you.
Well, we've been in town for a long time. We'll be celebrating our 40th year next year, and we want to be known as a resource for environmental activities throughout the region, as well as, you know, this is our hometown. So we're very proud to be working with the Naperville Park District, and the idea behind working with the Conservation at Home program is a lot of people are doing good things with the environment, and we want to highlight those and tell the public that from the littlest site to a little homeowner site to large park sites, that we can do things that are better for the environment. And with a community like Naperville, with the river running right through the downtown area, there's been a lot of interest in keeping that river clean. It's a lifeblood of the community, and this is a key thing that people can get involved in, and that's what I wanted to leave people with tonight, was that we've done a lot, and the city is very green with its environmental choices that they've made, and there's a lot more we can do together. And you don't have to think that you're doing it alone. We're going to help you through some of those processes. If I can work through this. So we have a sign that says that this property has been recognized for its environmentally friendly properties. And we do a little bit more than normal. We go out and we'll help a homeowner make rain gardens and butterfly gardens, doing things that are a little bit out of the ordinary for a typical person, installing native plants, which they're a little bit afraid of. But with a little help, I think we can get through this. And the Park District did a great job of installing some of these processes at their sites, and highlighting them and showing them how pretty they can be is one of the first steps to getting people to understand what's going on with native plants. This is the Frontier Park on Brook and 95th. Beautiful prairie, beautiful lake that's adjacent to it with native plantings around the sides of it. Permeable pavers at Winding Creek Park. It's an important step to tell people that allowing that water to go back in the ground is a key part. We've been paving over with asphalt and concrete, and the water runs off into the river, causing flooding and low water quality issues we're having. And one of the ways to get it back in the aquifer and get that water filtered through these plants is a key function. There's a lot of reasons why native plants could be installed in these sites, and they're functioning. I'm teaching classes and doing things about people don't understand about the native plants. The key is the roots, and they've evolved in this climate right here in Chicago for 8,000 years. They're different, and they're functioning, they're working plants. They're absorbing water, they're cleansing the water, and they're providing habitat, they're building soil. So the rich topsoil that we're blessed with here in the Midwest is caused by the native plants creating soil over thousands of years. It's very much not understood by the typical landowner, and we can start restoring some of those processes by using native plants. Rain gardens are a simple thing. We've got these drain heads all over the community that are taking water and pumping it, filtering it, or piping it to the river. And by installing these plantings around these areas and allowing that water to be caught before it gets into the drain heads is a key thing that communities are realizing can help with a lot of issues that they're causing now from water. I show people how pretty some of these things can be. That bright red lobelia that you see there, the only place it grows is in a wet spot. So they call me and tell me that there's nothing that will grow here, it's all soggy. And I show them pictures like this, that this is a soggy plant that loves it there, and that this is the kind of plantings you can have. You don't have to ever water it, you don't have to feed it, you don't have to take care of it. It's, you know, it's native to this area, and it's pretty much hands-free once you get it involved or installed. Ron Ori and I worked on the prairie garden on West Street by the garden plots, and this beautiful butterfly garden there that people can see and walk, and the plants are identified so that it's easy for them to see what that pretty purple liatris was, or what the butterfly milkweed looks like. This is on Winding Creek. The Park District has installed a prairie buffer along the pond, and it keeps the chemicals from homeowners' lawns from washing into the creek and causing problems with plant growth in the water. So the nutrient level in all of the water across the northeastern Illinois is a problem. Keeping those nutrients out of the waterways is a key thing, and these buffers along creeks and rivers and ponds like this are one way of doing it, and you have these gardens that are a beautiful byproduct. This is a garden in the center where it would typically be mowed. So the Park District can save money by not mowing these sites, and we're creating butterfly habitat, and it's a pretty garden that's created there, absorbing the water from the triangular shaped asphalt path that's there. So it's functioning, it's doing a good thing, it's saving money and creating habitat at the same time. Along Winding Creek, they've worked on the stream banks there, and that helps reduce the erosion and stream bank caving in that would normally happen along these areas. And the naturalized creek is a beautiful amenity. There's a path that crosses over the bridge there, and it's a beautiful thing that people can see, and a little understanding about these aren't just weeds that grew up here. This was done on purpose, and a purposeful planting, and it's got function. A bioswale, the area in the center would be difficult to mow, and reducing the mowing and absorbing the water that would normally run off the high areas into this low swale. The swale is planted with the deep-rooted native plants, and we're functioning and absorbing that water again instead of trying to mow in these low spots. So with our Conservation at Home program, Naperville is the #1 community for people involved in it. We have over 70 people, I think it's 68, that are currently enrolled in the program. And we want to urge people that if they have property that they want to make more environmentally friendly, to give us a call, check on the website. We'd be happy to help you with any of these environmental issues.
Jim, thanks very much.
Okay, thank you.
Sam, we don't have any employee recognition this month. Okay. And do we have anyone signed up to speak, Jackie? All right, then we'll go on to updates and reports. See if I can get them all in this month. First is the Riverwalk Commission update. The Riverwalk Commission held its most recent monthly meeting yesterday, 10/13, at the Naperville Municipal Center. In what is becoming an annual tradition, Class Act 2 performed at Fredenhagen Park on September 17th. There was a large crowd that enjoyed the great music and beautiful weather. Volunteers have replaced the final 90 feet of asphalt in St. Woods with pavers, so the entire Riverwalk now consists of pavers. Special thank you goes out to all that have helped on this project during the past 2 years. The Commission and the City are still working with the general contractor to get the pavers installed on the western half of Segment 2, get that up to an acceptable state. Part of the delay may be attributable to Uniloc's purchase of paved block in August. The North Central College Gateway project is proceeding on schedule. We commissioners were updated on this project at our August workshop, and we have an agenda item on our docket tonight. The Riverwalk Commission is working on filling open positions on the commission. One position to fill a vacancy created when Dennis Elry moved out of state. That's open now, and Skeet's term expires next month. The asset management plan, a comprehensive reserve study of all assets on the Riverwalk, has been completed. It will be formally presented to City Council on the 18th of this month and to us on the Park Board at our 1027 workshop. The next monthly meeting of the Commission will be held Wednesday, November 9th at 7:30 in the morning at the Municipal Center lunchroom. Next is the Riverwalk Foundation update. The Riverwalk Foundation meets biannually in January and June, with special meetings scheduled as requested. Last week, the Foundation voted to pledge $25,000 to the North Central College Gateway project. The Foundation had voted in June to financially support the project. Last week's vote was to authorize the actual amount of their contribution. The next meeting of the Riverwalk Foundation is scheduled for January 2012. And we have the Carillon Foundation. The Millennium Carillon Foundation met 10/6. The current Millennium Carillon Tri-Party Intergovernmental Agreement expires on 12/31/11, also provides for a one-year extension. One-year extension will be presented to City Council, and it will be before us on our November 10th Park Board meeting. The Carillon tours have been trending down over the past few years, just over 2,200 this year, 2,500 last year, down from a high of approximately 4,500 a few years ago. There will be a Halloween event, the Scarillon, which has proven popular on Saturday, October 29th, 2011, and a New Year's Eve event is being planned. Next meeting is scheduled for 7:30 a.m. on January 5th, 2012. And the Parks Foundation update report, nothing new to report on the Parks Foundation. They last met on July 21st, and their next meeting has not yet been scheduled. Next, and with perfect timing, I call on Commissioner Todd to deliver the Finance Committee update.
Okay, I've been in traffic for the last several hours, so. The Finance Committee met last on September 21st, and items discussed included the 2012 Park Board budget, the district's 3-year plan, and the district's bond rating. And regarding our bond rating, Moody's Investor Service recently reviewed the Park District's entire debt profile and assigned the district a AAA rating again this year, indicating the continued financial strength and stability of the Naperville Park District. Excuse me. The Park District has maintained the top bond rating since it was upgraded from AA1 to AAA by Moody's in 2008. According to the Moody's report, assignment of the strong AAA rating incorporates the district's diverse, affluent tax base favorably located within the Chicago region, historically sound financial position with healthy reserve levels and favorable debt profile. In addition, the report cited the district's conservative revenue assumptions and careful expenditure controls, along with a forward-looking multi-year financial forecasting model as keys to its strong reserve levels. So the Naperville Park District is now one of only 8 park districts in Illinois that have been assigned a AAA bond rating within the last 12 to 20 months. That's it.
Thank you. Next, we have the Legislative Committee update. Commissioner Heidi.
Thank you, President Riley. Our most recent meeting was held on Tuesday of this week, and we welcomed 2 important guest speakers. The first speaker, Judy Kramer, introduced us to House Bill 30, which is the medical marijuana bill that has been promulgated by the Marijuana Policy Project and is being sponsored by Representative Lou Lang. The passage of this bill would affect the Naperville Park District in myriad significant ways. We will present the issue to the full Park Board at an upcoming workshop with the intent of deciding on whether to take a position. We have also suggested that Peter Murphy, the head of the IAPD, be made aware of the bill. Our second guest speaker was Representative Mike Conley. Representative Conley is an ardent supporter of the Naperville Park District, and he has helped us with more than a few of our pet legislative issues. Most recently, the passage of amendments to the FOIA Act, wherein the personal information of minor employees is no longer obtainable through FOIA requests, an amendment we vigorously subscribe to. We also discussed our long-suffering House Bill 3129, which relates to access to the adjudicated criminal records of minor employees. Representative Conley will be working on this bill with Representative Sanger and Senators Wilhelmi and Redonio during the upcoming veto session. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have our Parks and Recreation Committee report. Vice President Young.
Thank you, President Riley. The Parks and Recreation Committee met on September 19th. The committee discussed the need for renovations to the Riverwalk Eatery and for shade over the bleachers located on the west side of the Nike turf field. Both of these projects are estimated to be below the $20,000 level that would require full board approval. The committee agreed that both projects were appropriate. The committee reviewed the usage data of the Ride DuPage program. The participation by registered Park District users is very low and warrants a closer review by the entire board, and the entire board will review this at an upcoming workshop. Staff followed up on the possibility that the request for pickleball could be met through a partnership with Naperville Tennis Club. Unfortunately, Naperville Tennis Club cannot help us meet this request. Next, staff will look to find a good location to potentially repaint a tennis court to accommodate pickleball. Remember, paddleball, we are still looking at that, but that requires a capital outlay. Staff continues to work with residents near May Watts and the Homeowners Association to determine the best course of action concerning the proposed paved path around May Watts Park. The committee considered a resident request to connect the city sidewalk on Plainfield-Naperville Road just outside of Brighton Ridge subdivision with Forest Preserve driveway located just south of the Brighton Ridge subdivision. The sidewalk that the resident is requesting the Park District to install would be on Forest Preserve property. While the committee recognized the benefits of creating this access point for pedestrians and bicyclists, the committee also agreed that a joint effort between the city and the Forest Preserve would be more appropriate than the Park District taking on this effort on its own since it lies outside of our jurisdiction. And that's it.
Thank you. Next is our Strategic Planning Committee report. Commissioner Janner.
The Strategic Planning Committee was idle for the month of October. Our next meeting will be in November, and we plan to meet quarterly.
Thank you. Next is the Golf Committee report. Commissioner Egan.
Thank you, Mr. President. August financials continue to reflect the hardships that the summer weather brought us. Golf staff is doing an excellent job to manage expenses to keep the bottom line net zero. We will review September financials in the next Golf Committee meeting this Monday, October 17th at 7:30 a.m. Web hits for September still remain strong. Naperbrook had 4,623. Springbrook had 4,857. Naperbrook's Groupon offer, which I updated you on last month, to date, 547 of the 828 Groupons sold in late August have been redeemed. We're seeing approximately a 27% response rate from the Groupon Boomerang survey each Groupon redeemer receives. Annual Turkey Shoot Tournament, the last tournament of the year, will be held at Naperbrook on November 19th. Reservations for the event will be taken beginning November 12th. Please visit www.naperbrookgolfcourse.org for details. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Next is the monthly President's Report. On October 22nd from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., we'll be dedicating the Seeger Park Interpretive Center. This park has always been a hidden jewel on Plank Road just west of Naper Boulevard, and the work done there this year will certainly enhance its value for our residents. Whether you can make it to the formal dedication ceremony or not, I urge you to visit the park and see what a great amenity it is. This is the third major park project that Park District staff has brought online this year, and with Seeger, they have certainly continued the excellence in execution demonstrated in the Centennial Beach Bathhouse renovation and the Nike Sports Complex projects, and they are to be commended. Early in November, representatives from the Park District will travel to Atlanta for the National Recreation and Park Association Annual Congress. During their time there, they'll be taking the final steps for CAPRA certification. We wish Executive Director Ray McGurry and his team well, but they really don't need a lot of wishes for good luck. since their excellent preparation and execution will serve them well. And now, the highlight of every meeting, our Executive Director's report.
That's going to be very hard to top. Thank you, President Riley. Just a couple brief announcements here. I wanted to congratulate Western DuPage Special Recreation Association on 35 years of service. A few of us attended a celebration last night on the campus of North Central College at the beautiful Wentz Hall. Those of you that are familiar with WESDRA, the services they provide in DuPage County, and specifically, obviously, I'm concerned with our residents of Naperville, but obviously all of DuPage County, but specifically to Naperville, the services they provide to those with special needs is invaluable. And so kudos to them, and we look forward to continued partnership with WESDRA. Second item here is just a reminder, I think we've mentioned it one time before, the Green Valley Trail Link ribbon cutting is going to take place next Tuesday, October 18th at 1:30 p.m. And I'll just read briefly here from a press release that is a joint press release from the DuPage County Forest Preserve District, City of Naperville, Lyle Township, and the Naperville Park District. And that's kind of the unique and interesting part that 4 units of government can all come together and actually agree on something and cut through all the red tape and do what's best for the residents of DuPage County. Representatives from the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County, the City of Naperville, the Naperville Park District, and Lyle Township Highway Department will join together to celebrate the ribbon cutting for the Green Valley Trail Link on Tuesday, October 18th at 1:30 p.m. along Thunderbird Road. This new 1,500-foot trail connection links the Green Valley Forest Preserve and a neighborhood bike path in Naperville that ends at 79th Street, excuse me, and Yackley Avenue. Previously, to reach the entrance to Green Valley Trail System from the neighborhood path, users had to travel down 79th Street, a 2-lane township road without shoulders or sidewalks. So this is definitely a great celebration, and we would encourage people to attend. And then finally, I'd like to give a shout out to our very own Commissioner Bill Egan, who successfully completed, he's here before you so you can see, he successfully completed the Chicago Marathon on Sunday. There is some type of a trend starting here because former President, Park Board President Suzanne Hart finished the marathon a couple of years ago. So I'm actually looking out now to see who would be stepping up for next year. And since Ron Ori's not here, I would entertain a motion to nominate Ron to run the Chicago Marathon next year.
Move to approve Ron Ori as the Park Board representative.
In all seriousness, congratulations, Commissioner Egan. That is not an easy feat, no pun intended, to accomplish that. And I believe you came in under 5 hours. Yeah, but just being able to finish that is a great accomplishment. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Next we have, next on our agenda is approval of the Treasurer's Report.
Move to approve the August 2011 Treasurers Report.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Jackie, please call the roll.
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori absent, Commissioner Danner,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
President Riley.
Yes. Next, we have our consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda?
President Riley, move to accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Jackie, please call the roll.
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Danner,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori absent, President Riley.
Yes.
President Riley, I move to approve the consent agenda as accepted.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. We have no unfinished business or new business. We'll move on our future meetings. A special meeting of the Board of Park Commissioners, what we commonly call a workshop, on October 27th, 2011, 6 p.m. at the Administration Building. Next regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners will be November 10th, 2011, 7 p.m. in the Admin Building. Then November 17th is our next workshop. That will start at 5 p.m. Next regular meeting in December is December 8th, 7 o'clock. And the next Workshop after that will be December 19th, 2011, at 6 p.m. Next, we have executive session on the agenda.
President Riley, I move to adjourn to executive session to discuss land acquisition under Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded. Roll call, Jackie?
Vice President Young,
Yes.
Commissioner Todd,
Yes.
Commissioner Egan,
Yes.
Commissioner Janner,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidi,
Yes.
Commissioner Ori, absent, President Riley.
Yes.
There will be no business after the executive session.
And there will be no business after executive session.